Brokaw 219 here, and I'm going to roll in some footage because I went on like a little bit of an ammo hunt. I had a couple of extra bucks left over, and always like to take that money that's not being spent on something that we need and kind of look around the ammo scene. If I don't find anything, I'll just throw that stuff in the old piggy bank and, you know, wait for the next time ammo prices kind of drop a little bit more. But the last few weeks I've been finding some decent deals. Are they great? No, they're not great, but they're decent deals. And the local one that I just went to was 219 Armory out there in Valpo. And I bought a strip lower receiver, and I buy a box of this Red Army standard stuff. You're not going to find it after the contract is up and the importation ban takes hold in the next few years, when all this ammunition will be stifled and won't be in the country anymore. Get it while you can. Again, I don't have an AK. I don't have anything that really thrives on steel-cased ammunition. I baby all my ARs, and I throw a lot of brass through it. But occasionally I'll throw some steel case through it just to make sure it works. You never know. You don't want any hiccups if something bad would happen. So I bought a strip lower in this from him. And another cool thing about that shop, and I like supporting mom and pops to a certain extent, especially new gun shops that open up. He does a lot of AK stuff, a ton of it, whether it's building, refurbishing, or of selling AKs. So this is a pretty cool place. If I ever do get some money built up to a huge extent, I'll probably go there and purchase some AKs. He carries Arsenal. He carries like top end AKs, and basically, if I'm gonna get an AK, I'm not going down to the Wassers or the Sentries. I'm buying a really legit AK. I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna save me time and hassle from some of the corks that Sentry has and the Wassers. They're just beat around AKs. I'm gonna buy something that's gonna be really really proficient. So that may be in the future. So again, I like helping out mom and pop shops. When I have a problem is when mom and pop shops start really digging in with their prices and overcharging. Like the local one here in my town, in my city, really stout prices on ammunition. I can't do it. So I went to the old Rule King. I don't know if you know what Rule King is or you have it. They've been having a lot of different kinds of ammunition on there. That's where I picked up the Igman stuff I need to shoot, the Norma, so on and so forth. So I picked up some of this PMC bronze. I've shot this stuff for quite some time here on the channel, and it's worked very well. I shot a ton of this on the channel way back in the day. I remember this stuff at one point was like $6.99 a box. So finding it nowadays, it's a little bit of a score because it's hard to come across some brass AR rounds. And when you do, it's usually, in my area anyways, it's in the big bulk packs, and that's when they really try and get you. They'll charge you an arm and a leg for, you know, 100, 200 round box. But when you can find the single boxes, that's good. Again, the Igman stuff was $14 a box. I think it was $14.99. This stuff was $11.99, and both of them were on the shelf. But I went with the PMC bronze because I've shot this a load of times. And I've never really dabbled in the Igman stuff. I've seen some people comment on the video I made about Igman and saying it is decent stuff. So we'll have to put it to the test one day. Again, personal life is really busy now. So I picked up a couple boxes here, a couple boxes there. I got 4 boxes of that, and they were all 4 boxes were at $11.99 a piece. So that's not bad. The next thing I picked up was this silver tip stuff from Winchester. This is some of the new stuff that they've come out with. It's 115 grain hollow point, and it's got the little silver case, if you can see it on there. My lighting's not that great, and my camera sucks as well, but hopefully you can see it. But yeah, we got some of this stuff. And this was also $14.99 a box, which I don't know if you remember my older videos, especially going to gun shows before I left for Tulsa. When I was down there in Tulsa, hollow points were like $90 a box here. And when I went down to Oklahoma, though, they were still sitting at the $45, $50, even $60 a box range. And that was at the height of the coof. So, I mean, when you find it, it's well worth it. Pick up a box, you know. I've told people for years upon years, and I was even told before then, you know, if you're gonna start stacking ammo, this is the time to do it. You never know what's gonna happen. And then you had Sandy Hook, and then you had the bullshit in Vegas, and then you had some of the other things that kind of trickled in there on the backside of society. And when that stuff happens, I'm telling you, this is when to get it. Right now, especially in my area, nobody's punching each other in the face about masks like we see in the country. Nobody's rallying like we're seeing on the East Coast, and the feds are joining in the in the thing. Nobody's crying about the Fauci ouchie yet. To the extent that we see other cities like New Yorkers are doing, because they have the vaccine passport. We don't have civil unrest, so I'm kind of lucky living in the area I am. And this is astounding because I live between some of the three of the scumbaggish ass places that you could live in the country, which is Chicago, Indianapolis, and South Bend. So living in between these places is really a moment to shine, that we don't have all this crap that's going on in these other places here where I live. So that's always a plus. So I've been telling people to do this for years. When you find this stuff, I'm not telling you to spend your whole paycheck on it. Or if you do need a little bit of gas, but you can spare, what is it, $11, buy a box of it. If you can do more, buy 2 boxes, shoot a box, and you still have a box. You know, that's what I do. You know, if I come across, especially back in the day, a large amount of ammunition that I can afford, I'd buy it, rotate my old stuff, and put that stuff in there, and always rotate my ammunition. Ammunition does work. I mean, I've shot shit from the 60s in my gun. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. It was just a crapshoot when it gets that old. So it's always good to kind of, you know, rotate your stuff, just like your carry ammo. You want to rotate your carry ammo. This stuff will take place in my 365. I'll shoot that stuff out, either my 365 or my CZ P10C. I've had those carry rounds in there for a while, and I haven't carried that gun because I haven't got a holster for it, because now I have that TLR7 or whatever it is, that light on there. So I need to get a new holster for that. So it's always good to shoot off your carry rounds, take them to the range, and then you have another box to put it in there. It's always good. I've seen this stuff perform in some other people's channels. Tools and Targets is a guy that's been doing a lot of testing with different ammunitions and gel. It is what it is for the gel testing, but just seeing the performance of it, seeing how the hollow point will open up, that's interesting to me. Is it going to work for my stuff? I don't know. Ammunition is different. It's not all the same, even though it comes in the same box. It performs a little bit different with each round. But as long as it's consistent, I don't have a problem with it. Again, my local shop was charging almost $25 a box for this stuff, and I got it for $14.99. I can't do $25 a box for 20 rounds. That's where I draw the line with mom and pop shops. You know, if you bought it high, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You know, if I couldn't afford it, hey man, you know, I'm not gonna put it in my shop. You know, if I own one, that's just how it is. I'm not gonna try and choke all the money out of the gun culture because, you know, I made a bad deal. That's how I look at it. And if they didn't, that's too much, and it might sit on the shelf. Now, I saw them display a post about it, and it was like, well, I'm not going there to get it. And it was kind of odd because I had a couple of firearms that I tried to sell them, and they wouldn't take it. So that was odd because hunting season's right around the corner. So I don't know where they're thinking. I haven't talked to those folks in quite a while, and I don't have a problem with them. It is what it is. I sold those guns anyway. So it's just, that shop gets a little weird at times, and when it gets weird like that, I kind of float away from it. everybody's going to be looking for a firearm once in a while, and sometimes you come across it. So, you know, ammunition's important. When you find these deals, it's important to hop on these deals. It's important to do it, and you're not gonna sell yourself short when you get a box here, get a box there. You're gonna thank me and the other people that have been telling you to do this for quite some time when you do come across these prices. Again, if you look at some of the prices that I rolled in here, and I'll throw some more pictures or some reminders of it. When it gets that bad, and sometimes these are the only places to go to because really nobody wants to pay the price, but if you really need the ammunition, what are you going to do? So when you can find deals, I would say scoop it up if you can afford it. Do not go broke trying to find ammunition. It's not worth it. It'll come down. It's been coming down. I think we might, as long as nothing else goes on in the world, I think we might be okay. We might start seeing some of this stuff kind of fall into the $10, maybe below $10 range, which would be good, except for after the next few years or whatever the contract expires, all the steel case stuff. But there's still tons of other companies that do steel case in 7.62 by 39, and all the other stuff that feeds through AKs and old bolt guns. You just got to find it, and yes, you will have to pay a little bit more for it, but let's be honest, you know, you're gonna have to get what you're gonna have to get. It's just the times we live in. But when you do come across prices, pick them up. I'm gonna be doing some other stuff in my personal life that's going to hopefully pan out at this point. I don't know. Hopefully either this spring or hopefully right before winter hits, or maybe even in the outskirts of winter, I'll be taking a trip down south, and I'll get more into that in Wednesday show, 9:30, 10-ish, Rants and Raves. If you haven't heard the news, I'm probably going to discontinue the show unless other things in my personal life kind of take a different direction. If not, we're only going to get up to about 200 shows. I think we spanned it out. 60 shows are left. So if you want to get on in that, that's going to be cool. We're going to have some special theme shows that you can follow. So make sure you tune in for that. 9:30, 10-ish, whenever my internet wants to work. It was pretty choppy the other night. And I've got some storms rolling in this week. So God only knows what's going to happen. But tune in for those shows, and I greatly do appreciate all the support. I'm still going to make videos just because I don't do a show Wednesday nights after we get done with this. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be around. I'm not quitting YouTube. I just got some really, at what I think, some outstanding opportunities that I'm going to jump on. You know, they don't come around that often, and I'm willing to take the risk. It'll benefit me, and it'll benefit my family personally. So we'll have to see how this shakes up here going towards the end of the year. But we'll get into that on the show. With all that, I'd like to thank my old and my new subscribers and just the people that zip through. I greatly do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My stuff, along with everybody else out there on YouTube, really helps the algorithms. If you want to join Patreon, again, you can join Patreon. But if you're behind in rent, or you're going through something, I know we just had the hurricane sweep through, and you know, people may be or may not be losing their jobs due to the Fauci ouchies. We'll have to see how that pans out here in the next month or so. And if you can't, don't do it. Save that money for you and your family. Go buy some stuff that you need. Food, water. If you're in a high-risk area for weather, invest in a generator. I can't say that enough. Gas and generator. Gas can and generator. Prep some food. You know, it's not gonna be the end-all and be-all of this channel. It does help out, but again, I want you guys to be safe. So if you want to do that, you can go down the link below. You can help that, or you can directly ship some money through PayPal if you feel the need to. But we'll be here. We'll be making some videos. It's just going to be taking a little bit of a different direction in the channel wise. Don't forget, it's hunting season, so we're going to have some hunting videos hopefully come up here. I've got some stellar animals picked out, hopefully to harvest this year. Hopefully I don't miss. Hopefully these guys will fill the freezer and they don't come back after, after I think I've downed them and they disappear and they come back. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. We got some turkey hunting coming up, so stay tuned. There's going to be some great stuff on the channel this coming up fall and into the winter. And like always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.